My name's Jeff, and I love beer. I don't just mean that I love to drink it, though. I mean I'm passionate about the history of beer, how it's made, and what's in store for the future of beer. Some might call me a beer snob, but I see it a bit differently. I want to learn about all beers. It's time to go exploring in the world of beer.
Have you ever thought about brewing your own beer at home? Well, if you haven't, you should reevaluate your life because you're missing out. Once you get into the hobby, though, you can realize things start to get expensive. There are places out there, though, that are here to help. This is Brewbakers of Huntington Beach, California. You can brew your own beer right on site. You don't even need to know what you're doing because they have brewmasters who can help you. Once you're done brewing the beer, they've got awesome pretzels to eat as well. Pretzels, beer, there's other food, there's good people. We're gonna have to go inside and check this place out. Manny, thank you so much for having us. Brewbakers, this is one heck of a spot. The first place I've ever brewed my own beer, because I've been doing it for maybe 5 years now, was here at Brewbakers. The original owner, my wife got me one of the packages, came in, brewed my beer, and then that set me off. So it's awesome to see someone carrying the torch and bringing this place up even more than what it already was. What do you guys have going on today? Because it looks like you got a little bit of a party happening.
Yeah, we're celebrating 18 years of business, and my first year as the owner.
And you got your clan here with you?
Yes, I brought them over for their 18th anniversary.
Very cool.
Thought I'd come down and support local community,
Good
small
stuff.
Businesses.
Absolutely. What are you drinking?
They're double IPA.
How do you like it?
Pretty good, good. I like
nice
it.
Nice and hoppy?
Exactly.
Good stuff. Enjoying the party here today?
We are. We're ready for the band.
Yeah.
It's excited.
Excellent. Well, it looks like you're ready for beer, too. What are you drinking?
Well, I'm priming up. I got the stout. I'm a stout
the
drinker.
IPA.
The Macaroon Stout.
How is that? That sounds fascinating.
I love it. I'm a stout drinker. Guinness usually on a regular basis.
So this is like Guinness Plus with all the extra flavor, right?
Yes, and that's it. The flavor. Absolutely.
What drew you to this place? Why'd you want to buy it?
I started brewing here over 10 years ago, and it was much easier than setting up at home, all of the cleanup, all of the setup. Over those years, I was coming weekly. I ended up talking with the owner, who I became really good friends with at this point, and started doing some beer tastings. And he asked me if I wanted to take over. He was looking to retire, and he felt I'd be a great fit since I've been part of growing this place for so long.
So you can go from regular to contractual position, providing the tastings, to running the place and owning it. It's an awesome story.
And through the beer tastings, I actually met my wife here.
Where did you get your prior brewing experience?
At home.
At home?
I
Awesome.
started over 20 years ago. I actually went to the warehouse to buy some CDs so long ago, right? And some guy said, hey, there's a brew supply place across the street. So my friends and I said, oh, they'll probably card us. And he said, you don't have to be 21 to buy brewing supplies. So I bought my first kit and made my first beer in my parents' kitchen.
Everybody paying attention at home, we don't condone underage drinking, but if you were looking for a loophole, that's a pretty damn good one. So, back to what's going on here. I assume business has been good since you've taken over.
Business has been great. We've had a steady increase in our brewing packages. We've focused on a family environment, and so our craft soda business has really increased incredibly over the last year.
That's interesting. How big is your staff here?
I have 8 people, all part-time. I have a couple of brewers. I have some people that work in the back, baking our breads, making our pretzels. Then I also have a gentleman that we call him the beer taker. He's kind of like the caretaker. At night, he does all our transfers. He gets everything prepared, cleans all of our vessels for fermentation and carbonation.
The silent, thankless job. You need that role, so that's good.
Exactly. And we have a salesperson, and we also have someone that does the labels. We do the labels in-house, so people can either pick from one of our templates or they create their own design, email it to us.
Very cool. Now you're still making the spent grain bread?
Absolutely.
And then the pretzels, everybody loves the pretzels, right?
They're something we're pretty well known for.
Jules, I hear you're the guy to talk to when it comes to the pretzels. So what's the deal with these things? What makes them so special?
Well, I like to think it's because we use beer in the dough. I think it gives it a really good flavor. Obviously, the alcohol bakes out when you're cooking it.
Are the pretzels a pretty big attraction besides the beer?
Yeah, I'd say they're probably the second biggest attraction, if not the biggest attraction. I mean, we just got featured in Draft Magazine for our pretzels. They got 4 stores from across the country. And like New York, Chicago, and then Huntington Beach.
That's a big deal. You guys should be Very proud of that. That's awesome.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
Absolutely. Have you tried the pretzels yet?
We had one, yes. And the sauce, and this mustard sauce was, it'll clean out your nostrils. Yeah, clean your nostrils
stuff,
out.
right?
Really good stuff.
Very good stuff. Now, besides the pretzels, what else are you cooking up back here?
We do Bratwurst. That's another really popular item. We take a German Bratwurst, we cook them in beer first, and then we wrap them in our pretzel dough and then bake them.
Wow. Now, when I came here years and years ago, they let us make bread from the spent grains. Do you guys still do that?
Yeah, we make the bread with the spent grains. Basically, once we boil the grains, you've extracted almost all the sugars out of it, and so you're just left with like the husk, and that husk has a good like fibrous texture to it and kind of like a nutty flavor. Okay. So we'll put like a big scoop of spent grains in just our regular bread dough recipe, and we'll, as I said, we'll put some beer in there instead of water and bake it up for them, and then by the time the customers leave, they get like fresh spent grain bread they can take home with them.
So if you had the USDA label on all your stuff, there would be beer prominently featured in everything you serve.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like our thing, you know,
Of course,
beer.
yeah.
So I try to put beer in as much stuff as possible.
And which one are you drinking?
The IPA?
Is it a single or a double? Is it the double on the end of the
The
tower?
double, yeah,
Cool.
double.
And then is it just super hoppy awesomeness?
Yeah, it's very good. Yeah.
That was like, maybe
Yeah.
the hops of.
It's funny because I drink a lot of like Coors Light and just like.
So this is taking a vacation
actually
to
has a
Flavor
taste
Town.
to it. Yeah,
Beer.
exactly.
It's actual beer.
Yeah, it's actual beer. Yeah.
Manny, you have tons of years of brewing experience. So I wanted to sit at your bar with you and learn a little bit about some of your offerings. What do we got here right in front of us?
This right here is our Hefeweizen. It's traditional Bavarian hef. You'll notice a big banana aroma and banana flavor.
Yeah.
That's all contributed from the yeast. There's no bananas.
That's almost deceptively good stuff right there.
really smooth,
Nice
very
summer day
popular.
beer when it's hot out. So what's this dark fella right here?
This right here, sometimes we take our recipes. This is the Oatmeal Wheat Stout, and we added toasted coconut to it. So we call it our Macaroon Stout. It's got a big flavor to it. You'll notice a little bit of the chocolate roasted barley that's at the end.
That is really good. That's almost like a dessert beer. That's so good. And then how about this gentleman?
And this one right here, this is our strong ale. We call it Gnarly Barley. And this is our barley wine, a little over 10%. You'll notice the sweetness is kind of masked with some of the hoppiness.
Wow, there's no burn on that at all. I mean, when you hear of these, higher ABV beers, sometimes you're expecting a little bit of alcohol flavor to them. The unwanted side of the alcohol flavor, there's none of it there. That's just pure good beer that happens to be super strong.
Yeah, it was done well. It doesn't have that liquor, alcohol aroma or flavor to it. Yeah, and all of these beers, we helped other people brew them.
Oh, see, that's fantastic. Well, I'm going to finish these samples. I'm going to let you get back to your party.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure talking story.
Thank you, sir. So what we've learned is this is a family-owned business that caters to family by doing soda, beer, and food. So you can come here with the whole crew, have a great time.